Hello and welcome to DC Figures and Collectibles. My name is Tyler G of Batman Figs on Instagram, as well as Batman TAS Figs on YouTube. And I am joined, as always, by my co-host, all the way from Stoke-on-Trent, England. His name is Scott P. Scott, how you doing?
Hello, Tyler. How are you doing? You all right?
Oh, I'm doing great. And if you guys want to find Scott P on the Instagram, you can find him at the.batfan. And well, I'm doing very well, and I know that this week started off great for us, correct?
Yes, it did. It started off fantastically well. Right on time. We received some fantastic gifts from at Undone Watches on Instagram. Yeah, fantastic.
Let's see what you got.
Okay, so I got a case. And inside said case.
For those of you listening, sorry you can't see it. You have to look on YouTube.
Yeah, you can tell we don't do unboxings very often because this isn't going well. Already, this is a catastrophe because I've just realised I took the watch out of it. So here is no watch right now, because the watch that I took out is here. Now let me try a good angle. There we go.
Oh yeah,
fantastic. Brilliant watch. Absolutely love it. It's Undone Watches' new collection of Batman watches that were 80 years and also a 3-year partnership with Warner Brothers, which is fantastic. And it's great for us because we get to show off some beautiful work from them with some fantastic watches.
Here's one of mine, and I got the silver one.
That one in particular is my favourite. I love that one. This one's great as well, but I do love that one.
Enterprises. And you know what the funniest thing is, and it shouldn't blow me away, but it still blows me away. I don't know if it does you. But once you set it and it just starts working and you look and you just match it up with your phone, you're like, holy crap, it works. I mean, it shouldn't blow me away because that's what it is supposed to do. But I think it is crazy that someone put the time and the craftsmanship and the workmanship to build it all by hand. And it is always cool, too, that it reminds me of a Batman villain, as you pointed out a little earlier.
Yes, Temple Fugit would be very happy with a watch of this quality, definitely.
Especially the workmanship.
Yeah, definitely, and all goes to a fantastic cause as well.
Yes, and that is a charity called Hope for Henry, and it is an organization that makes sure that if there are kids up to young adults in the hospital who have long stays due to chronic illness or things of worse natures, they bring in entertainment. They bring in people that dress up as heroes and cosplay to bring smiles to people's face and make their stay a little more brighter and make the time a little bit more enjoyable. And we're happy to be a part of that. And like Scott said, parts of proceeds of all these watches go to that organization. And we're hoping that we get a lot of people interested in them. And like we said, they are good watches.
But absolutely they are.
Something else that would be nice to see this time of year that would be right on time is something that, like, in regards to the Snyder Cut, that would be very nice.
Yes.
And this was yours and Lewis of the Bat Collector, you guys' past theme. I don't want to take you back in time right now because you're currently in your this weekend theme. So if you will, let's go back in time to where you started last week. And this is a pretty awesome first picture. And what say you about this theme? Was it fun doing it? Was it fun getting creative and doing your own story, or going off the legends or plot leaks of what could have been?
Absolutely was. Yeah, definitely was. And it's very purposely timed with the Zack Snyder leaks of all these pictures that he's been sharing. He shared more over the last couple of days, which I definitely think we'll be talking about. And that picture in particular is one that I've done before, maybe a couple of years ago, and I just wanted to kind of have another go at it, really, and try and improve it with new camera, new figures, new dio pieces, all that crap. And I just want to try and all that crap that's very, very, very
all
boring.
That crap that makes it a beautiful picture.
all that very boring stuff. But I wanted to have another go at recreating that and showing off a few different things. I love the Mattel multiverse body that the Momoa figure has, the Aquaman. And yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, I love that body that it comes with. It's fantastic.
And did you put the Mezco head on it? Or?
But I put the Mezco head on it, and then I put a coaster that I bought from at GP Slot on Instagram. Check him out. I brought him a jacket that he made, and just put that on it because it's like a nice, cool leather jacket, a bit like what he wears in the movie.
Oh, definitely. It's brilliant. It works perfect with that figure too, which is surprisingly cheap for how good of a figure it is.
Yeah, true.
Talking about quality figures, this has to be up there with the best of them over at Mezco. And
yeah,
I mean, the way you set this picture up, I think you know that you don't have to do much with a beautiful figure like this, and you want to make sure you get all the detail with your new camera. And I gotta say, you did brilliant work, and it made me Amazon search to see how much the figure was thinking about.
Yeah, this figure is fantastic. Articulation is not as good, I've got to say, but that's just the way it is because of the armor. Accuracy of the figure is just amazing. The detail around the head sculpt is fantastic. The goggles look amazing. And yeah, it's just an all-round fantastic figure that Mezco made, and they don't make many of them these days, so it's nice, I think, to see a cool Batman figure when it's out. Yeah, really do enjoy that figure a lot. It's fantastic, and don't take enough pictures of it.
It was supposed to come with a Whedon alternate head where he's smiling.
Oh God, that's no. Jesus, that's scary to think about.
Now, if only we could have got something as epic and cool as this. This would have been nice.
Yeah, and in the last couple of days, we've seen the leak of the black suit Superman, which is virtually identical to this figure that Mattel made from Man of Steel, and all three of these figures I absolutely love. The tactical Batman's amazing. The Beast Kingdom Steppenwolf is one of my favourite villain figures. It's just awesome, and yeah, the black suit Superman is fantastic. It really is.
Screw the haters.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fantastic figure.
Speaking of black suits, Lewis had a great black suit shot as well.
Yeah, that edit he did is ridiculous.
I couldn't believe it was an edit. I was like, dang, Lewis, that's like a wizardry right there.
Yeah, that black suit edit he did was just magnificent, and there it is. It's just such a beautiful photo.
He even did the stubble and the beard. It looks brilliant.
Yeah, it does look fantastic.
And then speaking of fantastic, I like what you did with the Commissioner Gordon here. A lot of kit fashion. But it actually works.
Stole Aquaman's jacket and stole Bullock's hat from the Gotham figures. Also stole a file that came with the Diamond Select FBI. I think it was the Mulder figure it came with. I stole the files from that and then drew my own Parademon picture.
It looks good. I was gonna say, I thought you printed that. That actually looks good if you drew it.
Yeah, I just scribbled it out with a pen. That particular scene, I do love that. The only reason I love that scene from the Whedon cut is because of the Batman 89 music, but the Schneider cut music sounds just insane with that as well.
Yeah, and also, you know that originally it was mostly a Snyder scene, so it still looks very awesome. Despite Whedon trying to butcher it as best he could.
Yeah, he tried his best.
He tried his best. Even though his best sucked. Okay.
It did.
Now this is something I know a lot of people were the most disappointed about. We didn't see more of this nightmare scene where we could have saw Cyborg and Flash. And this is just a lovely scene set up by you in another what if picture.
Yeah. Cheers, man. Yeah. I would have loved to have seen this scene so much in the movie. See Darkseid actually visit and conquer Earth would have been an amazing alternate reality to see. And every single one of these figures in this picture is fantastic. The Parademon figures for a budget Mattel figure is just freaking amazing. The Nightmare Batman is unreal as well. So, yeah. Definitely wanted to have a go at doing a scene like this. I think it was probably fairly predictable I was going to have a go of it, but definitely wanted to give it a try.
But it is cool also knowing a little bit that we talked about last week that you brought out your Mafex Nightmare Batman because you felt that suited it. Now you to buzz this out, it looks it just fits in a little bit better, especially with the Mezco clothed Dark Side and Superman.
Yeah.
But like you said, the Mattel paradigm fits right in. And again, with the scene, it's like the nightmare scene of Batman vs Superman was so cool. Seeing Batman just punch, literally aliens in the face and shoot aliens. It would have been awesome to see something like this again.
It's just a sheer fact that he's using guns just shows like the gravity of the whole situation that the planet was in at that point.
And speaking of time, I feel like that's a theme throughout this. You did another timely shot, which this is just really nice, especially the background. It just fits seamlessly.
Thank you.
I love what the work you did with Steve Trevor to make that outfit look cool.
Again, I have to go thank the Molder figure from Diamond Selects. Stole the body off him and then nipped the head off the Mattel figure. I was trying for ages to figure out what body I could use, and in the end, I just went for that one. It was the nearest I could get, and even that's not very close. But the background took freaking ages to find. It is actually from the same mold that it's filmed.
Oh, really?
That actual picture is, but it took me freaking ages to find a decent angle. So, but yeah, you definitely had to do a picture for that.
There's not a lot of people I like there's not a lot of pictures I like of this Mezco Wonder Woman, but you did that one very nice.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think the SH Figure Arts is the best figure you can get for that Wonder Woman, and by quite some distance as well. The articulation and I think the head sculpt was just significantly better than anything else you can find out there.
But you did it justice. And then
thank you.
Another one that you always do justice, and this is a custom by Vin Faith Customs, I believe.
Indeed, it is.
Where he painted
nice
it.
Guy. Yeah.
And someone else, who did the sculpting?
At action_figure_customs was the cast made by. Fantastic account. Check him out. Thanks to these two, I'm going to be doing another custom head soon as well. Another picture. Got one more in the works.
What else? I mean, this one is just so magnificent. You do it justice, and even if you didn't catch it right away the first time, with Scott's pictures, there's always something to look for in every single corner of the picture. And if you just look at the waistline, you can see that he even has a little gun tucked away. That's a cool little touch. And again, he always goes for the authenticity, and he went and got the perfect background for it. The camera looks awesome. So. I mean, and this happened during a time that was down on Instagram, or else I'm sure this would have got a lot more love. But yeah, it's just so well done.
Yeah, Instagram being a joke as usual, but yeah, we'll be talking about that a little bit more later on for sure.
Yeah, so
yeah,
and let me switch back because let's right now you announce this weekend's theme because we're in the midst of it right now, and we could share the first picture.
Oh yes, yeah.
So what is it?
This weekend is a time travel thing that we're doing with at the back
office. So, yeah. And of course, you go to one of your favorite episodes from your favorite series.
Yeah.
And you masterfully include all these beautiful figures.
Yeah, this is absolutely by a long way my favorite episode of Justice League Animated ever, and just to see the Batmen and together, fighting, and Green Lantern, absolutely love Green Lantern. Got Static in there as well, Warhawk. All the classic Joker villains from Return of the Joker in there as well. Love Lord Kronos, fantastic character. And Enid as well is a very angry and bitter wife. Yeah, fantastic episode. It'd be worthy of a movie, and just shows everything about why the DCAU was so good, and I had to pay tribute to the shot and extreme sets being used there. I felt it was perfect for the inside of a battered Hamilton Hill school.
And this is just the first shot of 5. Actually 10 if you include Lewis.
Yeah.
So they're coming out hot.
Yeah. And Lewis's first shot was great as well, even if it was a Marvel one, which is disappointing. Yeah, fantastic.
That's why we won't speak of it here, but go check it out. It's a good shot.
Absolutely, yeah. It is a fantastic shot. And, we've been talking a little bit about time travel and I wanted to talk about a picture that you did as well, which is to do with time travel and how much Batsuits Bruce has amassed over time.
Yes. That was a fun one, especially because one of those suits is like a cheap $5 figure that was given to me as a gift, and I always try to find ways to incorporate it, and it always gets a good response, surprisingly, and I always just use it as a display setup. But it's like a Thrasher suit from the Court of Owls Greg Capullo Snyder run.
It looks fantastic, that does. I really do enjoy that picture. I love the little touch of the cowl as well that he's holding. Brilliant.
Yes. And then I also want to make sure that people know that Alfred does age. He's not eternal, so he has a little cane.
As hard as it is to believe, he does age. And you're talking about Alfred. I want a quick snap to this picture as well that you did. The watches.
Yeah.
So this is brilliant.
I'm glad you like it, because that's the thing that I feel like is kind of tricky with this. Is you want to do it where you want to do justice and show the watches, but not overtly just be an ad either. So
yeah,
it's a fun trying to come up with stuff. So I'm glad that you like it. It's not beat you over the head.
Come up with a couple of brilliant pictures as well. This one too.
Yes, I thought that would be fun for all the Batman animated series fans to use a line from if you're so smart, why aren't you rich?
Yes, yeah. Particularly enjoyed the reference to Batman Forever as well.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. That's what it is.
Yeah, fantastic.
Sorry, messed that
up. Really enjoy that picture. It's fantastic, and he's inadvertently worked out. He works for Wayne Enterprises as well.
Yes,
he's inadvertently worked that out. But yeah, it's a brilliant idea for a picture, and I've not done a picture with the actual watch yet, but I have done one. But I haven't uploaded it.
I feel like you have a good idea up your sleeve, so I'm not worried about it.
I'm gonna have a go.
I'm actually stoked to see what it is.
Yeah, hopefully it'll work. And something that definitely does work is that trailer for Wonder Woman.
Oh, yes.
This picture pays a little homage to that.
Yes, I thought that was so cool. And not only is it cool, but it's creative, and I can see how it works. So it's like, at least they're not just doing the same powers over and over again. I love that this is creative. And it also is like, oh, you thought Captain Marvel was cool? Look at this.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. And Brie Larson says she's excited to see the movie, and if she's excited to see it, then it's going to be good.
Yeah, because she doesn't show excitement even when she's acting, so that's crazy.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's completely, utterly lifeless throughout most of it.
Well, I'm glad that it worked out and that looked good. That was a fun one to try to set up.
I have to say that my favourite picture that you've taken this week has got to be this one.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, because this is one of those pictures in your head, you kind of think, okay, this could either work out how you think it's going to work out, or it could look like you're a little kid playing in mud.
No, this is my favorite.
Good. Especially if you like it, then I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I really enjoy this one. The dirt all on his head and around the body in the water. And yeah, it just looks absolutely fantastic. Really did enjoy that picture.
The biggest challenge was trying not to get ammonia out there.
Where did you take this picture?
This is out where I used to have a garden before I started getting surgeries, and I grow a bunch of stuff. And since then, of course, there's nothing growing there. And so I have that from an Ireland trip, that actual little gravestone thing. And what I do for the more rain effect, I feel like, besides, you could actually put it in the front camera. Like what you do the effect of the rain to make it look like it's raining. But what also works, you put the paper in the background if it's also raining, and that gives like an actual rain effect. And that's okay. I'll go with that. And hopefully, it doesn't look too tacky.
No, it looks really good. I really enjoy that. Yeah, I do enjoy that. And now that's taken on the new camera as well.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah. So how are you finding the camera?
The new Pixel XL. I love it. I can't believe how nice it is, and especially the night shot is unbelievable. And the one thing it does is it's just a lens that allows in tons of light. So even in there's certain pictures. Let me see. I'll look up mine real quick. There's one pic. Oh, okay. The Shredder, one of the newest Shredder versus Batman ones.
Oh yes, yeah.
If you can see that.
I do remember seeing this one. This one here.
Yes, that is inside the garage with just the garage light above. There's no extra light on it.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And there's very little editing outside, making it a little bit sharper. But this camera is just unbelievable at letting in light. And that's one of the main reasons I first got into getting this phone in general, because, I mean, I could pay about $1,000 for this or pay about $2,000 for a phone. I mean, for actual, like, huge camera plus. So with my budget right now, I'm just like, I'm just going to go with the phone and see what. And so far, luckily, I haven't needed a big camera. But I do definitely, after seeing your picture, Scott, I feel like that's the next step.
Yeah. To be honest, like, I still think, even though I actually have a camera, I still would, in some ways, almost rather use my phone. The convenience of it is just something that you can't beat. If you're not I don't know how to explain it. If you're an action figure photographer, then a phone is the best way to go. I think if you are a photographer, then a camera is the best way to go. And I think I'm more action figure photographer. I know that sounds a little bit strange, but I more enjoy doing the setups than the photography element of it, especially if you don't know a lot about photography like I don't. I know hardly anything. I mean,
but you got a great teacher.
Yes, Lewis has been a big help at the Back Collector, as well as my dad. Dad's been a great help. So.
Oh, that's cool. That's especially cool, and that's something you guys could bond over.
Yeah, Dad used to do like professional photography and stuff as well back in the day. So
it's in the blood.
I wish I could say it was. I think the bloodline stopped when it got to me.
Oh, stop it! You're being humble.
No, genuinely, I have no idea. I still don't know what aperture means. But
I don't know.
Not a single clue, man. Honestly, not a clue. And to round off this week, I wanted to talk about the Crisis.
Have you watched?
I haven't watched because I can't at the moment. I'm waiting for it to come on Amazon Prime. As soon as it does, I'll be watching it. I'm very excited about it. I've got to say, I'm never normally bothered about CW stuff. Never have been, but the last crossover with Batwoman got me kind of interested, and then this one really got me interested, partly because of Kingdom Come Superman, and then you've got the Kevin Conroy element in there as well, Smallville, all these cool things coming together. It fascinates me, and Earth 89 as well, that sort of thing. You've got Earth 66, and Knox being in it was fantastic, and that sort of touch. Yeah, I really do. I mean, just the way that we think about the whole DC universe has changed because of this crossover.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty gutsy of the CW to be like, oh yeah, you thought that Avengers thing was cool? Like, we've been building, you thought 10 years and such movies, like we've been doing this since 89 or 66, and they just like literally everything that's ever been done is part of this universe. So it's pretty cool. And I watched the first 3. I have 2 more to watch, but I purposely been trying to save it so I could watch those 2 back to back on a chill night. But even the second episode where Kevin Conroy's on, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looks
pretty awesome.
Without spoiling it, how's it been so far? Has it lived up to expectation?
I would say it hits you hard from the beginning with the nostalgia. Yeah, because I don't want to spoil it. And then I would say the effects are pretty okay. There's only a few points where you're like, that looked wonky or that looks weird. Yeah. But overall, the effects are surprisingly good for a TV show of the CW's caliber. And I do like that there's not too much. They could do better with their time. Like, there's certain people I wish they weren't focusing on. So you got all these stars. Why aren't you focusing a little bit on them?
Yeah.
And then, but other than that, it's going well. I'm excited to see the last 2 episodes.
Good. Yeah. No, that sounds good. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing that, gotta say. Might have to do a little bit of catching up on some of them just to see what I'm looking at when it happens. But just that I found it fascinating that the whole everything we've seen cinematically from DC was all put together with Titans and Batman 89, and because in that Earth, Batman 89's not long happened, which is crazy. In that timeline, it's fascinating.
That's true. Yeah, I was really shocked by the fact that they tied Titans into it. at the very beginning. I was like, what?
Yeah,
I was really hoping to see Robin or something show up with them, but as of yet, nothing.
Credit to DC as well for not being fannies about it and saying, we want to cross over our things, conflict of interest, all that crap. I'm glad they've actually just, bashed their heads together and sorted it properly, how it should be done.
Yeah, let it be fun. It's comics.
Yeah, let's not have another Marvel and Sony situation.
Yeah, they even showed, I thought it was cool, the Black Canary, the main star from like back in the late 90s. And she looked pretty decent for her age. I was like, okay, pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like that they weren't afraid to take a risk. And then another big thing that happened to do with DC Media, I know we haven't talked toys yet, but the Wonder Woman trailer.
Oh, man.
What'd you think of that?
Unbelievable. I want that soundtrack on repeat on my phone immediately. That song in particular, how does it feel? I love that song a lot. Used to be one of the old FIFAs back in the day, so I love that song. And properly takes me back. Fantastic trailer. There's something about Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman that is just so inspiring. Really is. Can't wait for it. Can't wait to see it. And Chris Pine as Steve Trevor is like one of the most perfect castings you could get. Really, I think it works perfectly for that role. And can't wait to see it. And Maxwell Lord being in it is fantastic. A lot of people will probably not remember, but he was in Justice League Unlimited as well. He was the Ultraman PR guy who sold them down the river with Mrs. Waller, which is fantastic. I love that element in there as well. And we haven't seen anything of Cheetah yet, which is what I like. I think that's one of the best things about it, because they've got a really good trailer and they've got so much left in mystery.
Don't show us her at all.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do what Justice League did with Superman, where we know Steve Trevor's in it, he's going to be in it, and they haven't denied or tried to hide that he's going to be in it. Which is what Justice League tried to do with Superman. It was obviously going to come back, so there's no point in trying to hide it, and that being the big surprise. They've gone the other way and left Cheetah as the surprise for now, which is what I like. I think that's a very good move. So they've kind of learned from their mistakes with that, which is good.
Yes. And what do you think about the possibility of an invisible jet?
It doesn't really bother me that much, if I'm honest. It's not.
It looks awesome so far.
Yeah, it looks good. It does look very good. It doesn't massively bother me, to be fair. It's not something I'm particularly asked about.
I do hope that she is riding the lightning instead of just the jet, because I think that'd be a cool power. But either way, it's cool.
True, yeah.
But in terms of the golden armor, what do you think about that?
It looks pretty good, to be honest. It looks pretty good. I'm interested to see what context it's going to be used in. If she's fighting, can't imagine she's fighting Cheetah in it. She should be able to defeat her fairly straightforwardly, you'd have thought. But interesting to see who else could be in it. Maybe we see Ares come back or something. Who knows?
I hope so. That would be nice.
If Maxwell Lord was Ares in it or something, perhaps.
But it is cool that we get to see a third Alex Ross Kingdom Come outfit.
Very much so, yeah. Very much so. Kingdom Come's a fantastic DC story, or however you want to put it. So, yeah, it's fantastic to see that. And, yeah, 3 in the space of a week, which is great. What did you think of the trailer? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. I liked that there was nothing too much shown. I liked that the soundtrack was cool. I liked that it showed the tone is bright and fun.
Yeah.
But it wasn't overly jokey. There wasn't too many of those, which at least they're not trying to be like Marvel in that sense. But it's Wonder Woman and it's Gal Gadot. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a winner.
Yeah, definitely.
It's an iconic character.
Yeah, interested to see how they go about the story as well. How, whether it's between timeline of Justice League or whatnot. Who knows?
Do you think that the first look of Cheetah will be on purpose or be revealed through a McFarlane toy
line? Who knows? Who knows? Either way, we have this one to enjoy for now. But
would you want her to look like that in the movie, or do you think they're going to just make her kind of like slightly enhanced with powers like a cheetah?
I guess it's hard to say. If they do make her look like that, I don't think that's not. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. So long as she retains that human element and she doesn't look like overly meta-human or whatever, I think they've gone on the right track.
I hope that she's decent, but I'm glad that you like that picture. And that was another test of the camera. I just wanted to see how clear I can get it.
Looks super sharp, and you see all the water on the grass and stuff. Fantastic.
I'm really happy with it, and it was worth the investment.
It picks up the depth quite nicely as well. What's the camera like in terms of like portraits or taking pictures from far away?
Oh, it's very good. It even has a 16.5 megapixel zoom in, I believe. So.
Oh, really? Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah,
just like that figure. One of the few DC essentials I really like.
It's one of the few essentials that is actually essential, isn't it? It's
yes,
and there's not many of us saying that I haven't actually got it, which is annoying. Yeah, hopefully we'll.
Oh, you would love it, especially with your camera. It's one of the few that just like I don't think you could ever take a bad picture of it.
No, it does look brilliant, and the articulated tail as well is quite a neat touch.
Yes, if I could, I would paint her all yellow and try to make her like a certain animated series look, but
yes, which we may be discussing later. Who knows?
Yes.
Yeah, we may well discuss that.
Now, another thing I want to discuss, and you posted a little bit about, well, you posted in your story, and is we finally have a release date for when the UK can see the second season of Titans.
Yes.
When is that, Scott?
January 11th, I believe, on the top of my head. I might be wrong, but it's early January. So I've instantly booked a week off in January.
Yes!
Watch Titans all week. I'm going to be doing nothing else other than that.
That is dedication. I bet especially you're looking forward to it with how busy you've been.
Oh, man. Yeah, looking forward to some time off. Just feel incredibly ill at the moment, as you can probably tell by my voice. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to seeing Titans. So excited to see it. I've seen a lot of people criticise the finale and say it was great up until that and all this. So I want to see what happens.
I'm interested to see because I feel like that's going to be a fun week, not only for you, but the fact that we can finally discuss it. That'll be fun.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm definitely going to rewatch the first season before then and now. But yeah, really looking forward to replaying all the Arkham games before then as well over the next month. Can't wait to play Origins again. I always do it every Christmas, start with Origins, then end up with Night.
That's actually why.
January. Around mid-January time, I'll finish Arkham Knight. So yeah, can't wait to play Arkham Origins again. There's something about it that makes it so special at this time of the year. It's just so much fun to replay, and I've been taking loads of pictures from Origins as well over the last few weeks.
Nice. That'll be a treat for us, then, especially with the new camera. Now, in terms of toys and figures, do you have anything new that you want to share? Anything on its way?
New figures this week. I've got a couple. One of them stood in my cabinet, which is a very bad decision before the podcast. There's two really strange ones that I brought this week.
Look at that beautiful chair.
Did manage to finally find the Hush Alfred, which I'm not going to get off my shelf because I'm going to topple everything over.
That's a good find.
This figure, I never knew it existed. It's the Darwin. So this figure is the Black Hawk figure from Darwin Cook, featured in the Justice League animated episode Savage Time, and also the first episode in JLU as well, which I can't remember the name of. But yeah, he was featured in that later on. But it's such a cool figure. I want to do a picture of it for this weekend, the time travel theme with the Vandal Savage thing. I'm going to try and do some Savage Time pictures. And then another figure that I brought purely based on the crossover. It's actually one of my favourite figures I've brought in a long time. It is the Monitor.
I've been debating getting him for a while.
Like, he is amazing, man.
How much did you pay for him?
About 16 quid.
16. Okay, that's fair because it's like he's up for 15 at my comic store. So what is like? What do you think of him? What's the articulation like? This is actually perfect.
Articulation's not the best, to be honest. His head movement is great, though. He can, with some figures when they got the ridge around the bottom of the neck, he can't move his head. His head actually looks down quite a way, look up quite a bit. Good side to side movement on that as well. Arms pretty good, wrists move. His legs actually can move as well, which is pretty good. I thought it was going to be one of those that has like a fixed leg that can only move. Like only do like a kicking movement, but he can actually move his leg out as well, which is great.
That's decent.
And the cape, though, is just what I love the most. Cape is brilliant. I love these old DC Direct figures. So nice.
His hair is actually really accurate to how the show is, too.
Yeah, it is. No, he looks absolutely fantastic, and brought him purely for some crossover pictures. Looking forward to doing some pictures of them. So you picked up any new plastic?
No, not any new plastic in terms of action figures. There's only stuff that I've requested for Christmas. There's stuff that I've looked at. Nothing new since Ra's al Ghul and Shredder. I do have that.
Can't wait those.
I can't wait till you get them either. How long, by the way, have you showed that in tracking?
I'm not too sure. Maybe another week, I reckon.
That's not bad. That's not too bad. But the only thing I got on its way from Zavi is the Harley Quinn statue. And that should be coming any minute.
Is that the one you've been sharing on your story?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I'm interested to see what I can do with toy photography wise. It'll be my first statue.
Have you got any ideas in mind, or is it one of them where you're just going to see what you think?
I think there's one where I'm going to try to picture on a rooftop. There's one I'm going to try to do. Make it look like there's smoke coming off of the bomb she's carrying. But I'm going to try to see if I can get the lighting to work with that. There's a few things I have in mind. But I definitely want to show off how... I definitely am going to try to do a very nice close-up picture if the portrait is nice, like her face.
Yeah.
If it's all jacked up, though, then no.
Yeah.
I'll just be complaining. But other than that, there's just what I'm waiting for Christmas. I'm really hoping I get the V for Vendetta. It looks like a Mezco, but it's not.
Yes. Oh, that looks fantastic. Made by Bullet Head, isn't it? And
yes.
I think I'm going to get the Bullet Head Joker at some point.
Really That's going to be big then. Is that what you asked for Christmas?
No, but I think I'll get it at some point. My camera was my Christmas present, which is really kind. My mum and dad trying to have it early.
That's very kind.
But yeah, I really want to get that Bullet Head Joker. He looks so cool.
Perfect. That's going to be another line that we could both give our opinions on then.
Definitely, yeah. I really want to get him. He just looks fantastic. And yeah, details on that figure are just amazing. Been looking at reviews at it. Definitely want to get that at some point.
Yeah, from what you showed, it looks like they have a lot of cool stuff on the way too. So I think it will be nice that we actually will have some kind of idea of the quality that they produce.
Yeah, that's it. And the company that's even newer than ones like Soap Studio and into this sort of soft goods game.
They'd have to be because we're on it all the time.
yeah. Particularly in that scale as well. They've done 1/6 scale figures before, but they've never done the 1/12 scale. So it's pretty fascinating to see, how they are going to go about it. We're not too far away from the Joker being released on DVD as well, which is very exciting.
I can't wait to get. Are you gonna wait to get it in physical form, or are you gonna download it digitally?
Whichever's quickest. Whichever's quickest. It needs to get on my computer or TV screen immediately.
So probably digital.
No, I will definitely be getting a physical copy of it. I would say probably get both. Probably end up getting the Blu-ray and the DVD. Would you be the same?
I'm probably gonna have to get a Blu-ray player just to get it in physical form.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those movies.
If only we could get that in physical form and real figures.
Well, this is another thing I was going to talk about because McFarlane now are not far away. We're 3 weeks away, are we, from the new year? Something like that.
Yes.
So we're not far off. Hopefully seeing some leaks of actual pictures.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that this is a hint that they leaked something.
No, unfortunately not. Still haven't seen much of anything from them, to be honest. But Yeah, really excited to see what they are going to come up with.
I really hope that there's some Joker. I mean, I hope McFarlane likes money because that would sell a lot.
Yeah, that would be an instant way to get people on board, wouldn't it? With their thing. I mean, some people are still crying about Mattel going. I'm not one of those, but you know, that would be a good way to get people to be excited straight away.
Was Joker? Did they bring that back in IMAX where you are? Because I know here they played it. They brought it back.
Not as far as I know. But I'd be honest, I didn't check. I didn't really have time to go and see it anyway. To be fair, but I didn't really check. Perhaps they did. They might have done.
Yeah, I didn't see it again either. I just think it's a good sign that they continue to want to milk that for money, because if they want to milk it, then they have to make plastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are back to another Batman animated series episode review.
Absolutely, we are.
First time we've done 2 times in a row in a while.
Indeed. Yes, it is, yeah.
And it's one of my favorite episodes. What do you think about it? It's Tyger.
I actually quite like it. I enjoyed watching it back again. And
nice.
When we're doing the episode reviews, it offers a different element, because sometimes when you sort of rewatching the series, some of these episodes can just sort of drift by as you're watching the series. But with the reviews, you're forced to pay attention to details and things like that. So it makes you look at things differently, whether it's good or bad. Like some episodes I've rewatched and thinking, oh, this isn't actually as good as I thought it was when I rewatch it, because looking back at it, it's just a simple episode. Like Joker's Wild, the one we've just done, that's one I enjoy and look forward to rewatching. But then when I watched it last time, I was like, it's not actually that good. The plot, it's just it's good and I enjoy it, but it's not that good. Whereas this one is the opposite. It's one that drifts by and I don't really notice it. But then when you re-look at the plot and the characters and the way the characters are used, it's a fantastic plot, a good episode.
I'm glad to enjoy, at least that you enjoyed watching it back. I know some people, if you mention this at first, they don't even remember it, and then secondly, when you actually do remember, if they have seen it, they think, "Oh, that's such a weird episode." But it's encouraging that watching it back, you enjoyed it. Yes. I know the one thing I like about it is it does feel very old school to me, because and some of the first Batman comics ever, they had like a mad scientist, and Batman had to go to like an island with a castle and save someone.
Yes.
And look at that great intro, that great title card.
I mean, that title card is stunning, isn't it, really?
I really do like it. Well, let's get into it. And we start off with Selina Kyle, and she is at the Gotham Zoo, and it seems like it's closed. There's not, or at least no one's there. And she's looking at a tiger that is at the zoo. She's talking to the tiger, and little does she know there's someone that is in a tree about to shoot her with a tranquilizing dart, and it does. And at first she is shocked, and she first thinks it's there for the tiger, and she tries to say, "There's no way you're going to get away with this." And he's like, "I'm not worried about the tiger," and he carries her off. And that is the opening scene. And then meanwhile, we see Bruce outside of a restaurant. He's waiting because apparently he's supposed to be meeting Selina for a date. He calls Alfred, who asks if he's heard anything, and he says no, he hasn't heard anything. And unfortunately, he talks to an employee, and he says that she called and that she'd be late. An employee of the restaurant, and so he goes over to the zoo to see what's up, and he sees that there's a security guard who was attacked there, and there's policemen there, and even though he's not supposed to, he walks over to the crime scene and sees that there's I believe it's a tranquilizing dart. Is that what he sees? And he instantly goes into detective mode, and he sees a familiar face from the very first episode, and it is Kirk Langstrom, who's able to deduce where the chemical is from based on his dealings with an old friend. And who does that again? Dr. Dorian?
Yeah, Emil Dorian.
Emil Dorian. And so from there, Bruce, he gets in the Batwing, and he knows he's going to have to go to this island. And say hello to this guy personally.
Yeah.
And that is our whole setup, our first act.
It is the first act. I love how we get to Kurt Landstrom returning this as well.
And he's actually a good guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. And that's one of the good things about it. I love how they use the same artwork for the lab as well. That is
instantly recognizable.
Yeah, it's used, just remastered a little bit. Yeah, it's a cool opening act. I love how Bruce is just coincidentally in the area again. I also love when he goes up to the policeman. He's like, "Oh, what happened, Selena?" Sorry, not Selena. Well, it's like, "What happened?" He's asking the guard, and then Bruce goes, "Oh, this is police business." So what happened? Like, you literally Bruce has just asked it, and you got told not to talk, and then asked the same question instantly after, when Bruce is already there still, which makes no sense. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool opening act, and yes, you say Bruce heads as Batman over to the mysterious island where Mr. Emil Dorian is hiding out. Batman goes there. He enters Dorian's lair and is greeted by Garth, the giant ape, who is trying to fight off Batman. And eventually, Dorian shows up, and Batman's captured by Garth and is shown Selina Kyle's new look, which is rather different.
Yes.
Yeah, she's changed quite a lot, but not permanently, not yet.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, so we as we go from there, Tyger is revealed. He's Dorian's finest work. And Dorian has the most patronising English accent you're probably ever going to find. He's a pretty cool character, and the voice casting for this is perfect. And he introduces Tyger. He talks about the poem as well. He reminds you of the poem, doesn't he? Tiger, Tiger, which is fantastic. Nice little reference. And it's not the first time we hear this in this episode. So, Tyger is introduced, and from there on, hell breaks loose in the laboratory.
Yes, and in this one, it's not only does he have like a patronizing accent, but he's also he always feels like he's looking up and very snooty, and like you said, he brags about his greatest work in Tigress, and I think the voice for Tigress is also perfect, and just really cool how they did that.
Yeah,
and it's interesting where it goes from there. Of course, Batman wants to get Selina back to normal, and of course, Dr. Dorian makes it seem like that's going to be possible, and he said that he basically wanted Batman to show up so that he could test Tigress and see if he is physically as at his peak as Dr. Dorian thinks he is, and who better to test that out than about the perfect man you could get in Batman.
Yeah.
So they open up the facility, or at least the wildlife area where he keeps all his creations. And we saw some weird thing like a cat with wings earlier, like owl wings.
Yeah.
It's creepy. And so Dr. Dorian allows Batman a head start, so he's going to need it. And Batman heads off into the wilderness, and then he allows Tigress to go after him. And we see a battle where they go after each other on a bridge, and they barely survive. And Batman ties him to a tree, and even though he knows it's not going to hold Tigress forever, he says it should hold him a decent amount of time. And in the meantime, Dr. Dorian and his goon are trying to shoot Selina and give her another part of the formula, correct?
Yes.
And she manages to escape and get away, and her and Batman run into each other, and then Tiger shows up. And then where do we go from there?
Yeah, Tiger shows up, and as you say, there's an epic battle on the bridge, which is a fantastic fight. It really is very enjoyable. And Selina seeks Batman, manages to find him, and I love at this point as well where we see Selina's like the almost like the cat's like heightened senses, and she knows that Tigress is around and he drops out of the tree, you know.
That's
Tiger,
cool.
yeah. And Tigress is like, you know, he wants to attack Batman. He's the enemy, and Selina's like, no, I can't be won that way, which I think is a really good line. I really do enjoy that line. It's fantastic. One of my favourite in the episode because it shows like underneath Selina's sort of criminal background, she is actually a good person underneath there somewhere. You know, she does have
That's
morals.
a good point.
Yeah, she does have morals to some point, even though she is technically like operating outside the law. She does have strong human morals underneath that, and she explains that Dorian's basically just been using Tigress, and you know he's just been like Dorian's puppet, basically. And so Tigress returns to Dorian empty-handed, and Dorian slaps him. You know, he's ashamed of him. You know? You've let me down. It's just crazy. Like, you know, if you got this great big massive wolf sort of thing, just like why on earth would you try and slap him? It's just such a stupid thing to do.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that is very
crush him.
tense to watch. Yeah, how you failed me. Sorry, father.
Yeah, it's like, I'm very disappointed in you, Tigress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So snooty.
This makes it even worse that he's ginger as well. It's brilliant. But no, it's really fantastic scene as well, because I think it's hard to put into words, because obviously like Tigress properly looks up to him. You know, he was his role model, and he thought he created him and everything, and just to see everything collapse in front of him, you know. He's got this big, massive, brutal exterior, but under there, Tigress, he's not actually a bad person either. He's just been manipulated in the wrong way. So
yeah, and he wasn't even asked to be brought into this world. He was created for like a monster and tested on it. Yeah. So that's another thing I like about it. It's like it's pretty deep, even though on the outside you just think, oh, why is Batman fighting a werewolf? But it's actually there's a lot to it. So
yeah,
and then, like what you said. He gets back, and of course, Dr. Dorian is upset, and he's outraged that Batman's still alive, and he's scolding Tigress, and Batman shows up to just basically say he just wants the antidote so that he could turn Selina back, and of course, Dr. Dorian wants Tigress to kill them, and he's at the point where he's going to do it himself. He pulls out a shotgun. And Tigress has to save him, and then he has to basically grab the shotgun away and save Batman and Selina. And then Dr. Dorian says something that he shouldn't, pushes Tigress over the edge, and realizes that maybe this guy that created him is only saying it's his father for emotional manipulation and control instead of actually being someone that loves him. And he says, let go, Tigress. I made you, and I can unmake you. Yeah. And then Tigress gets pissed, and needless to like, through all the damage and everything, and the guns going off, a fire starts, and things start blowing up due to all the chemicals and all the experiments and the electrical stuff. So Batman and Selina get out of there as quickly as they can, and Selina then says, like in the midst where they're about to escape, Selina thinks, "What about Tigress?" And then Bruce is like, "Oh, I think there's don't cry yet, or no need for tears yet." And then we see Tigress start to emerge as a silhouette carrying his creator, Dr. Dorian. And he says, "You will help him, won't you?" And Batman says, "Yeah, they'll try to get him some help, or see if he's okay." And then Selina says, "What about the antidote?" And then he's like, "Well, what? Like, I don't want to be like this forever." And he says, "Oh, would that be so bad?" And she goes, "Yeah, she doesn't want to be like this. She's human. She has to be human again." So he gives her the antidote, and then she is excited about that. And then as he's walking away, she says, "Wait, like, why don't you come with us? There's nothing for you here." And then he turns around and says, "There's nothing for me anywhere," because he's essentially a Frankenstein monster. And that, such a killer line.
It is, yeah. It's a fantastic line.
And then it gets a nice little poignant period on the whole episode by hearing Kevin Conroy say the I think it's a William Blake poem or Robert Blake poem, and it is Tyger, Tyger in the Night. That one. And it's just such a good episode the way it is.
It's brilliant. It is a brilliant ending, and that, like you say, that "nothing for me anywhere" line is just so deep cutting. It's fantastic.
Yes. And what do you think of this as an episode on whole? And what would you rank this?
I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I did enjoy watching this back, to be honest. It's not. I'm not going to lie. It's not one of my absolute favourites, or one I particularly look forward to rewatching. But I did really enjoy it. Yeah, and Dorian's actually quite a cool villain. He's not as robotic as some of them are. That they're sort of not own creations for the animated series, but he's not one of the robotic creations that they made. So yeah, I really do enjoy. Really do enjoy that one. Tigress is a cool character as well, and Garth is just such a dumbass. But
he always reminded me of like a Harvey Bullock if he was like a cat creature.
Hey, that is good actually. Yeah, he is a bit like a Harvey Bullock, isn't he?
So I would give
it?
this an 8.5 to 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
just because I have a nostalgic tie to it. I also I really like that it's a different episode, and they took the risk of something like this because on the surface, if you explain this to a Batman fan, even back in the day, I would think it's a bizarre premise and something weird, but it really is entrenched in the very early Batman mythos where he would take on mad scientists. And I like that instead of it could be just a surface level story where they just like this guy creates monster, Batman defeats monster, and that's it. Instead they have the added layer of, this monster has emotional depth and he just wants to please his dad, and dad doesn't even really like him. He's only using him for a test, and he's only going to be pleased with him if he is better than Batman, because that means that he himself created something cool instead of being happy with the fact of what he got. And that's like, and this guy thinks he's a son. This guy, and the Dr. Dorian thinks of him basically as a show pony, like breeding a racing horse or something. So
that's a very good way of putting it.
That part is like, it's pretty deep, and I think that's what makes the line at the end cut so hard too. It's because like this guy's whole life, even though it shouldn't even be alive, it's like what Batman says, it's a law against science that this thing's alive.
Yeah.
And not only that, but its whole life it's been thinking that this guy cared for it and doesn't even care for it. And then not only that, it can't even be entrenched in society because it's different.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a fantastic point. Yeah, it is. And when you look at it like that, it's a lot deeper than you think the episode is.
It's pretty rough. And I mean, you look at an episode like this compared to an episode that we're going to cover, I think it's next, and it's the Moon of the Wolf, and that's not very deep at all.
Yeah, it's a similar kind of plot where you got a man that's turned to a wolf, and a completely different way of going about it, and two completely different motives and everything. So like I say, everything tells its own personal story. And
yeah, I shouldn't even have said it's not very deep at all, because now think about it, it is deep because it's a different kind of deep.
Yeah, probably more relevant to modern day again than this next story, Moon of the Wolf. But yeah, Tyger is fantastic, and yeah, I did enjoy watching it back. I really did. It's a fantastic episode, and once more that title card, beautiful title card.
Yeah, and what do you think? You think it's going to be an easy episode to do a picture of, photo-wise?
Tricky. The episode picture I wanted to plan, didn't get the chance to do it today because it's just been raining all day. But hopefully get a chance to do it before Monday. But if not, I've got a backup plan. Hopefully.
Yeah, I have no idea still.
It's difficult. Like
it is a hard one.
Some of the pictures that you did in the past are brilliant. You did like a custom tigress and stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then there's one that was. It was like a shadow using of the Man Bat because they have a similar silhouette. And I had that cast upon like Batman and Catwoman, but I feel like if I feel like Todd McFarlane has to do some kind of figure of this. Come on, you gotta be something.
Yeah.
Some company has to do something.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, they have to do some figures, don't they? I mean, they are going to do an animated Batman, so surely they'll do some more.
Like, how could they not even make the Condiment King? You know, people would buy that just for laughs.
People would, yeah. They actually
It's just
would.
hilarious.
They would just buy it for the fun of it, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And it's like a Lex Luthor figure as well. So many ones they should have and could have done. But
Right.
yeah, hopefully McFarlane will save the line.
So, speaking of figures and lines, this is one of my new favorite things that we do, and it is Figure of the Week. What is your Figure of the Week?
Yeah, my Figure of the Week, I'm going to give it to, I'm just hold it now. It is the Mafex Batman Begins figure.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, fantastic figure, beautiful cape, fantastic accessories. Yeah, definitely this one. I'm still enjoying taking pictures of it, so it is my Figure of the Week.
As I'm sure you would also agree, it's a great figure. This is my Figure of the Week, and it is the Justice League. Used to be a DC Universe exclusive, but I have heard now that they're selling it all over.
Indeed.
So if those of you that have wanted any of these, Wonder Woman, John Stewart, Superman with the huge shoulders, they're available. And I would jump on them because they're great figures. As long as you don't get 2 left feet, right, Scott?
Yes, absolutely. Bloody Aquaman. I'll definitely be buying another one of each of them, definitely.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of that, the new figures that are released next week are the single releases of DC Collectibles figures.
Yeah.
And that's from the old Rogues pack. So we got Mr. Freeze. I'm definitely getting another Mr. Freeze because mine, like on the tubing, is cracked. And who doesn't want another snow globe of Nora? But I think I'm going to also get a few more of those just in case.
Yes. Yep, sounds good. I don't
looking forward to that.
I might buy a Freeze, but the rest of them are just garbage. So.
I need another Croc because my Croc broke.
I'm interested to see what they're like in person. I'm tempted to take some of them with me into Forbidden Planet and just have a look at them in person. It's really different, but that Ivy is just horrible. It's like someone's coloured her with a highlighter pen. It just looks terrible.
Yeah, it's not the best. For some reason, they just can't make an Ivy.
No, I don't know what it is. They just don't have a clue what they're doing. Sometimes.
Their new Batman Adventure one is okay, but everyone else stinks.
Yeah, it really does. And yeah,
looking
forward to seeing what they look like.
Well, did you see Ahsoka's pictures of the Catwoman and the blue bats? What do you think of those?
They look okay. Catwoman, okay. Batman, it's not my favourite suit, but it looks decent. Sinestro looks all right. Green Lantern looks all right. Not blown away, but yeah, pretty decent. Pretty decent.
So basically, it's all right. They're just nothing stand out.
Yeah,
which that's fine.
They're definitely not essential, but they're decent. Yeah. Are you going to be getting any of those?
I might get the Batman. I might get the Catwoman. That's about it.
I might get Sinestro.
We'll see. Yeah. But at least that's honest review because you're like if it doesn't stand out, it doesn't stand out. Just all right.
No. Yeah, it's just okay.
Well, we don't not sure if we have a guest yet, but we might have a guest. But if we do, you'll know. This will be 2 parts. But this is the end of this part.
Yes.
So thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed.
Thank you.
See you on the other side.